Okay, so how long has it been since you guys have been on the road together?
About a month and a half.
Okay, so I know both of you pretty well for a while, so I'm deeply concerned about your emotional and mental state. And so what I decided to do is an inkblot test.
Anyway, we are leaving Lake Panasofki.
Nice.
Finally let out to say it.
Wait, where is that?
That is near Ocala? No, that I don't know. Or Leesburg, Florida.
Yeah.
It was a really nice resort. I really enjoyed it. Really friendly people. It got some bad reviews, and I don't know why, because we had no problems. And it was only like $40 a night, so that was good. The only downside was literally the road noise, which for $40 a night, not going to complain, to be honest. It was a nice place to stop for 2 weeks, just get our bearings, and just have a weekend off from travelling for Lawrence, especially, so he could actually enjoy his weekend.
Yeah, I had a whole weekend.
I know.
It was nice.
I say a weekend off, you're still in there editing all the videos for you lot, so not really any time off. Anyway, we are now heading to Chiefland in Florida, which, to be fair, no one knows where that is either. It is just an hour north of where we were, because we were trying to make the driving time not quite as long.
It's nice to have a short drive, and then we can get there and actually have a bit of an afternoon, rather than getting there, having something to eat, and then going to bed and then working tomorrow. But I'm also glad it's a short drive, because it is crazy windy today, and we've done about 2 miles and the trailer is all over the place, and I'm doing 52 miles an hour, so this is the windiest I've driven in for sure.
I can feel that, yeah. It's quite bad. It's all over the place. Also, just want to mention though, it is Friday, which is weird. We don't usually travel on a Friday, but that campsite only had space until Friday, so actually Lawrence gets another weekend off, which is a rarity.
I do have to catch up from work today, which I'll have to do tomorrow.
Well, so, yeah, that's true. Or tonight.
Or tonight, true.
So yeah, anyway, we will see you at the next place.
I'm excited to see what it is. So a few people asked me what the wooden thing in it is in the back of the truck that I keep lifting in and out. So I built this with help from Adam and Mark, thank you. Works perfectly. We built it before we left, and it's literally, I just use it to take the hitch off, because the hitch is greasy and I don't like it rattling around in the back of the truck, so I put that down. Put that in. This is normal like stud pine, so it's not heavy or anything.
It's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the money, it's the money,
Put the pin back on.
It's the money.
And then it lives there. Good?
Yes.
Okay. Did you email me the link?
I did. Let's go see some manatees.
Some manatees. So we're at the Manatee State Park. It's very nice. We're only having a quick walk. We didn't bring the dogs because we didn't know whether it would be appropriate. So yeah, it's really nice. We've seen, I mean, how many manatees did we see now?
Just none.
None. We saw some really big fish though, which was cool. And I got a bunch of B-roll that I really like. The water is crystal clear, so it's natural springs here. There's tons of them that all feed out into the lake that you saw, or that you're gonna see. So yeah.
But no manatees.
No manatees yet.
Lawrence, look. I found one. Manatee.
So after our very disappointing trip to, where was it?
Manatee Springs.
Manatee Springs, where we saw 0 manatees, we have come out to Crystal River, and we rented a kayak, and there are manatees here. We were a bit worried this morning because it was freezing overnight. We had freeze warnings overnight, and it was like so warm yesterday. We grilled and we were sat in the sun, and then within 3 hours it went from really warm to really cold. We were freezing overnight, and then this morning we were worried about this because we did book this yesterday, but actually it's nice. It's like, it's what, 50, 60,
13 degrees.
like in its 60s maybe, late 50s, 60s Fahrenheit, which is about 13 or 15 degrees Celsius. So Natalie's in a jacket, I'm in shorts and t-shirt, and I think it's really nice, but you can tell who's obviously doing the work. Anyway, the manatees here are amazing. They are huge. There are thousands of them. We're in the middle of a huge lake right now. We went into some of the places, the like Three Sisters, I think it's called, Hunter Springs, and so there's like springs that all lead into this one big massive lake, and it's crazy clear. I mean, obviously there's stuff growing in it, but the water is really clear in some of the places. So anyway, cue the B-roll. So you know the best bit about being at the back of the canoe? She doesn't know when I've stopped paddling.
I stand here. Yay! That was wicked fast. Oh, it's a wee.
So we got back to the place. We walked back and I thought I really needed a pee, and it was fine until I walked in the shade. We had to walk up the road. This is where we came off and we walked up the road, and so where I'm completely soaked, I didn't want to sit and drive, so Natalie is now driving me to the restrooms because I really need a pee and I need to get changed. Thanks, Nat.
Hello.
Hello.
Feel better?
Yeah. So that's weird though.
What?
What was weird was there was a guy sat in the restroom, and you know the toilets you can like see through cracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't like peeking or anything, but there was a guy sat there with a newspaper, which I thought was weird. It wasn't like a very nice restroom either, but yeah,
That's really
like he was at home or something. Weird.
What I'd like for you to do is describe what you're seeing in the photo,
Okay.
and that will help me understand where your head's at. Make sense?
Is this where we look at it and I say something and then you tell me I'm a murderer or something?
Actually, yes. That is how most people associate these kinds of tests.
Okay.
Okay.
So, real quick, as I show you what I'm going to show you, just take a quick pause, let it soak in, and then describe what it is that you're seeing on the screen. So, all right. And we'll always go in the order of Natalie and then Lawrence. Okay?
I hope it duck picks.
What? Okay. So, Natalie,
Crow.
take a moment. Please describe
Oh.
what you see on the screen.
I didn't give a moment. Crow.
No, describe it. You named it.
It's a bird flying.
Okay. Lawrence?
It looks like someone with ink has splodged some ink on a piece of paper and they've like spread it out with their fingers to make it look like a kind of bird shape.
This is the problem with British people, right? It's gotta be so specific. Okay, I need you to be somewhere between it's a bird or I see a flying object that could be a falcon. Like I'm more on that area.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Someone has got some paper, folded it in half, with some ink either side.
This is an inkblot test by the fucking brown IT guy. Like, thank you, Lawrence. Would you like to describe the color of your underwear? Alright.
Okay.
Nat?
An eye.
Lawrence?
I think I see this rotated or something because I don't see that.
Oh, we have a
I
different
see
thing.
some female anatomy.
North or south?
South.
Okay. This is going a little bit weird. Okay. Cool. Natalie, what do you see?
Mike Ruskowski from Monsters Inc.
Lawrence, do you see the same thing?
No. I see female anatomy.
I see where this is
What's
going.
wrong with you? Okay. South again or north?
No, this would be north this time.
Okay. I haven't seen this level of a reaction, so it's a little bit odd for me, so
Okay.
you're throwing me off my game a little bit, but hey, you know, I've not been locked in a RV driving down the East Coast for a month, but okay.
Oh,
Nat?
oh, an angry koala bear.
Ah. Lawrence?
I see female anatomy.
Natalie?
A hairball.
Lawrence?
Parts of the male anatomy.
What is wrong with you? I would have shut this thing down. Like, what? Okay, this is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Natalie,
An alien. Inverted colours.
Okay. Lawrence?
I clearly see something very X-rated that we will not be able to show on the channel, and I'm not going to describe it in more detail.
I mean, could you describe it without being? I don't know. This is getting a little.
A male and female wearing a very small amount of clothes, hugging on a bed.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a little bit. I see birds doing that, but hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. As
It
they
might
say.
be two birds, but I don't think so.
These tests have been known. Again, I'm repeating myself, to help understand the emotional mental state of folks. All right, so psychiatrists will do this, record it, and then analyze it, and then kind of give you back like, okay, here's where we think you are. But yes, Lawrence, you have seen it in movies where they're like trying to figure out the mental state of like a murderer. I if possible, Lawrence, I'd possibly, well, Natalie, I'd try to find maybe a doctor. Have Lawrence checked up, maybe do some analysis, just to see how he's doing. From my perspective, the 45 days might be hitting you a little hard there, buddy. So
you can't do this. You can't do this and show it.
And see what Lawrence saw.
You can't do this and show two different things.